Get 3 months of local news for just 99 cents a month. You'll get unlimited access to the news you need to stay engaged and connected to your community. Visit DuluthNewstribune.com/subscribe now to get 3 months of local news for only 99 cents a month.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Friday, May 31st. I'm Wyatt Buckner with the Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
It's Friday. If you're looking for some fun things to do this weekend, Duluth News Tribune Arts and Entertainment reporter Jay Gabler has some options in this week's Best Bets.
A lot of great live music this weekend in the Twin Ports. What's new, right? There's always a lot of great live music in this area, but one show in particular that is worth mentioning tonight, Friday at Earthrider over in Superior, there's a triple bill led by Minneapolis hip-hop band Halley. Also includes Baharat and Sea Silence. Baharat, that is the Duluth band led by Lila Abukader, who you are very familiar with if you read or listen to the Duluth News Tribune. That band has just been announced as the winner of the third annual Palomino Grant, sponsored by Trampled by Turtles. That's the grant won by Emma Jean the first year, and then Ross Thorne last year. This year it is Baharat, and that grant comes with the opportunity to open for Trampled by Turtles at Bayfront Festival Park. So that'll be a much bigger stage played by Baharat later on this summer, but you've got a chance to see them in a more relatively intimate setting. The stage at Earthrider, that's tonight, Friday. There's a play at Zeitgeist right now, playing through June 8th, that's called POTUS. Yes, that stands for President of the United States. Which President of the United States? Well, when this play played on Broadway, the New York Times Review pointed out that the president being discussed, depicted, imagined in this play, quote, may remind you of someone who in real life recently held a position and still thinks he does. But the president is actually not the focus of this play. The focus is on 7 women who have to struggle mightily to keep the leader of the free world on track. It's a satiric farce with a healthy dose of physical comedy. It's having its regional premiere right now at Zeitgeist as part of Zeitgeist's original theater season that is running again through June 8th at Zeitgeist in Duluth. Finally, I'd like to mention a story that you are familiar with if you have been following the News Tribune, and specifically the writing of our business reporter, Brielle Bredston. Duluth is getting a cat cafe. In fact, if you're listening to this on Friday, Duluth already has a cat cafe. Wired Whisker opened today, Friday, in Duluth, and this business offers cat cuddles, along with coffee, bagels, and other treats, including those of the alcoholic variety. But don't worry, you're not going to need to shoo a cat off your chair to sit down and enjoy your coffee. The cats have a separate space, what the owner calls a Barbie dream house for cats, and there's a small fee to access that space and get your cat cuddles along with your caffeine. And if you happen to go into that Barbie dream house for cats and fall in love with Barbie the cat or Ken the cat or whoever, well, you can apply to adopt that animal through Animal Allies Humane Shelter. Thought that was a fun occurrence today, Friday, to mention. Wired Whisker opening in Duluth. For more on these and other best bets for the week, check out DuluthNewstribune.com. I'm Jay Gabler.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. A ship near North Shore Mining spilled nearly 400 gallons of fuel into Lake Superior on Wednesday. The Clyde S. Van Ikevert was transferring diesel between its separate tug and barge components when the spill occurred, Minnesota Pollution Control Agency spokesperson Beverly Godfrey said in a statement Thursday. The U.S. Coast Guard estimated 373 gallons of red dye diesel spilled into the lake. A vacuum truck has been on site recovering fuel since Thursday morning, Godfrey said. The spill was caused by overfill, according to the incident report provided by the MPCA. The ship's owner, Van Ikevert Tug and Barge Incorporated, declined to comment to the News Tribune. As of Thursday evening, the ship remained at North Shore Mining, Cleveland Cliffs' iron ore pellet plant in Silver Bay, according to marinetraffic.com. The vessel sailed there from the port of Duluth Superior on Tuesday. A Hibbing jury that was asked to reconsider the prior conviction of Deshaun Israel Bonnell on charges of first-degree murder came to the same conclusion: guilty. Jurors found Bonnell, 23 of Hibbing, guilty Wednesday of premeditated murder in the first degree and of intentionally killing a man during the kidnapping. The convictions carry a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of release. A sentencing hearing is slated for June 18th. St. Louis County prosecutors successfully convinced the jury that in January 2019, Bonnell, then 18, killed Joshua Robert LaValle, 33 of Aurora, walking the blindfolded man down the Mesabi Trail before shooting him twice in the face. The killing was in retaliation for sexual advances LaValle allegedly had made toward Bonnell's girlfriend, Bailey Bodell French, who was 17 at the time. The body was discovered a few hours later by a snowmobiler. LaValle wasn't carrying a wallet or any form of identification, so authorities relied on fingerprints to determine his identity. Friends and family learned of LaValle's death on what would have been his 34th birthday. At his original 2019 trial, Bonnell pleaded guilty along with 2 co-defendants. However, Bonnell appealed his conviction to the Minnesota Supreme Court, which found a lower court had erred in denying several defense team motions, including calls to suppress evidence and to move the trial to another jurisdiction. Judge Rachel Sullivan presided over a second trial for Bonnell and Hibbing upon the case's remand. 2 other co-defendants also were convicted in connection with the murder. Bailey Bodell French pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and kidnapping and received a 37 3/4-year sentence. Anthony Emerson Housen, a friend of the couple, pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting an intentional second-degree murder, receiving a 25 1/4-year sentence. A school bus driver has been cited after 4 people sustained non-life-threatening injuries when a vehicle hit a school bus at Rice Lake and Barnes Roads in Duluth near Lowell Elementary School on Wednesday. The bus driver, Frederick Behrens, was cited for failure to yield the right-of-way. At 3:15 p.m. Wednesday, the Voyager school bus attempted to turn from Barnes Road south on Rice Lake Road when a vehicle traveling northbound on Rice Lake Road struck the bus, according to a news release from the police department. The female driver of the vehicle received minor injuries and was treated on the scene. 3 individuals on the bus, including the driver, another adult, and a student, also sustained non-life-threatening injuries, according to police. There were no signs of impairment, the news release said. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought from the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Weather for the Duluth area today, looking at showers in the morning and then overcast skies throughout the rest of the afternoon. Warm with temperatures in the low 70s. Heading into Saturday, we'll be looking at partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the mid-70s with a bit of a southwest breeze. Going into Sunday, more partly cloudy skies and a chance of some isolated showers or thunder showers later on in the evening. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Robert Pointer.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The bi-weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. The latest episode looks at how a Grand Marais coffee shop connects the community with weather reports. You can find that episode and others at DuluthNewsTribune.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Jimmy Lovren, Peter Passy, Terry Caddo, and Jay Gabler. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday.